Hello, our darling viewers. You're welcome to Link Hour Television. My name is Faith Martins. On today's show, we are going to be exploring a very important topic, and we have a very, very renowned human being. I always use renowned for my guests because, there's no other way to put it than to say the guests that we'll bring on this show are usually very amazing people. Today, we're going to be having Mr. Louis Okechukwu Njoku, a retired director of laboratory services, Standard Organization of Nigeria, SON. He has served for 33 years between the period of 1982 and 2016. He actually retired in 2016. Do you know what that means? That is like 33 years of service. And he's here with us. He has been retired for 10 years now. He's currently the CEO of Lauren Farm, situated in the city of Owerri in Imo State, to be precise. Now, today's conversation is going to be revolving around pension. Beyond pension, smart financial planning for retirement. Lots of people plan for their pension when they are already out of service. But today on the conversation that we'll be having, we'll be telling you, and of course, merging it with Mr. Lewis's experience. We're going to be exploring how you can actually start planning while you're in service so that when you retire, you don't have to worry about financial strains. You can just relax, breathe, go on vacation, and have a good time. What better way to put it than to say this is a place where you start planning to leave rather than planning to save. Welcome to the program. You're so, you look good. First of all, let me put it to you. You look amazing. 10 years of retirement and you still look unbothered. And I think that is one of the conversation that we want to unravel. So before we start with the conversation and the topic, obviously, we want to know, how has it been? 10 years of retirement. How have you felt all these years?
Well, I will say straight off, I don't even know, but I have retired.
How is that? Can you understand that statement?
I'm still living my normal life as the time I was working.
When you say normal life, what do you mean by normal?
Everything I do, I've been doing when I was in service, apart from the day-to-day work.
Okay.
I still do today. Enjoy my life. January 22nd, I'll be 71 years.
Okay.
I finished training my kids. That was about 20-something years ago. And the simple reason is this. When God has blessed you, get married on time. You're planning your life better.
Okay. Get married on time. Young people, are you hearing it? That's one of the skills that we are coming in with, first of all. Get married on time and start your planning immediately. So before we even, move away from that, let's also talk about 33 years of service. In your 33 years of service, what is that one thing that you have garnered? That's quite a long time to have put in so much work, put in so much knowledge, and put in so much of your strength, physically, emotionally, and mentally. So how has that been for you, 33 years of service? What was the takeaway for you as well?
Well, the takeaway from it is that I was useful to Nigeria and useful to myself. Because all these 33 years, if you don't plan your life, you only serve the country and you did the service to yourself. I am not saying you should be corrupt. I am not saying during service you should compromise the work you are given to do. In fact, if you don't do those things, you do a better planning. Our people in Igbo land say, "Onoriwa, to stop eating." So, in effect, if you plan yourself very well, you'll find out you exist on the same level, almost at the same level, even during your retirement.
Okay, we've been talking about planning, and this is where the conversation sets in. when you say planning, you're 71, almost 71, and you're looking this way. You're almost 71 and you're already done with the major things that lots of pensioners are looking forward to doing at this particular age. And some who are even older than you have still not achieved what you have achieved within the period of time that you have achieved what you did. So let's talk about planning. What were the things that you planned out in your years of service? What were the things that you put in place so that you don't have to, work even when you're retired? You don't have to worry even when you're retired. What were the plans that you made? What were the plans that you made so that retirement would be a moment of fun, good living, and glowing? Because that's what you're doing right now. You are literally glowing. So let's draw from your wealth of wisdom, because there are some certain things you did that lots of persons are not doing. They're not putting in the work. They're not investing, for lack of better words. And you said something that caught my attention. If you do not plan, you're going to be serving the government or serving the people you're working for, obviously the government, and then doing a disservice to yourself. And that caught my attention because lots of people just put in so much work, and the time when they're supposed to relax and just rest, you see them running from one place to another, looking for pension that would not go anywhere, and then they're still not relaxed. So let's draw from your wealth of knowledge. What were the things that you put in place in your time of service that has paid off now that you're retired?
Yeah, I would say straight away, when I put in 10 years of service, I said, hey, if I don't start planning now, that would be a lot of problem for me. And the first thing I thought about is that, where am I going to retire to? What am I going to retire into? I made the decision, one, immediately I retire, I will get back to my village. And one next came into my head is that, under which roof am I going to retire into? My parents' house or my own house? The decision is my own house. So I'm going to say this, a lot of people will say, maybe it was okay for you. No, that's a big mistake. No matter how your retirement accommodation is going to be, plan to start it 10 years after you started work. You don't need to get a bulk money. As a civil servant, if you're looking for a bulk money, you're going to steal, obviously, or compromise your position. Don't save money and put in the bank. It doesn't work. Save the money, start up the building you want to. You're going to retire. I'm telling you, if you do that consistently for 5 years, you're going to get a roof over your head. That's one. Somebody once asked me, I was a level 7 officer after 10 years, and I'm earning so and so amount. I said, no money will be able to solve your problem. No matter, even if you earn 1 million, you will have a reason to spend it on frivolous issues. Now, if you can plan your life, go to your hometown. That's the softest place you can go and have a soft landing. Your parents might provide the land for you, but the land must be cheap for you to buy. Start molding block on that land. Take 5 years, mold the block, you have enough block to put up a building. Now, why I'm saying this, I'm emphasizing on having a roof where you will retire. Because once you get married and you start training children, the resources that you can save to do that is limited. Again, if you start that house and you are able to complete it during your time of service, you gotten one plan on ground. You're not going to use your retirement bulk money or gratuity, if it comes at all, to build a house where you will stay. You're comfortable one. When you have crossed that level, the next level is what am I retiring into? And I assure you, if you retire and sit at a place, your brain will die. In the sense is that if you're not taxing your brain, you will get sick very soon. And I'll give you an example, personal example. I retired, I said, let me take 6 months and rest. Within that 6 months, I developed it. I had high blood pressure. Now, when I put back my brain into use, I became well again. Now, if you cannot save or start implementing your dream retirement, let me use the word little work to keep your brain alive, to earn a little, because I'm telling you, if you are earning, for instance, 20,000 naira during your working days, I assure you, you'll be surprised your pension will be about 6,000 naira. Won't take you anywhere. And suffice it to say, if you retire, it takes a minimum of a year, some months, 3 months, 5 months for you to get bulk money. And by that time, you will have spent a lot of, borrowed a lot of money. You will pay back, and that money won't get you anywhere. So it is important for you to start your retirement plan. A lot of people call it save money you are going to use to invest. If you don't invest when you are working, that's it. You've lost it. So I always advise, start up something, no matter how. Like some people want to go into buying and selling. Are you going to rent the shop? Or have you made your first capital, put it on ground by building a shop for yourself? Then when you come back, you can now start off. And what skill have you acquired during working? Are you going to employ consultants to write a business plan for you? Or have you made a business plan already? Before I retired, I registered the company because I'm focused where I'm going, not only working. A lot of people will give an excuse, oh no, your salary was good enough. But I will tell you, there is no salary that is good enough. In my early years as a civil servant on level 8, the salary is next to nothing. What I did was close work by 3:30, go straight from my workplace to a family. I have a tutorial program, spend 1 hour and paid. I have 3 families. At the end of the day, I'm being paid more than my salary. So at that time, I started saving my salary. I depended on the extra work I'm doing. Don't get ready. I've gotten a white collar job. I'm being paid. After work, you go to bed or go to bar. You drink. You eat whatever you want. That particular time, you have the energy. You have all you have to grow normally. But at your old age, who takes care of your children? And if you depend on your children, You impoverish them because they will not have that finance, enough finance, because they are looking after you. That gap you created during your working period, you are still suffering the children. So my advice to anybody that is currently in service now, start planning. If you have worked for 5, 6, 10 years and you have not started planning your retirement, then you are not facing the reality on ground.
Okay, so I like what you said. I like some of the things you highlighted as well. Let's talk about skill acquisition. Skill acquisition is something that lots of us are quite aware of. However, we do have some persons who have, I always call it a mindset thing. There are lots of people, especially in Nigeria, who are focused on white collar jobs. Now, some of these persons who get to work with the federal government or even the state government, for instance, are more focused on what they are going to be earning. And I mean, we already know that the economy is not smiling on anybody. It is completely out of this world poor. Now, let's talk about skill acquisition. How do we begin to inculcate skill acquisition, especially for those in service currently? Because I would say let's start off with the youths, but let's also talk about those in service who do not understand that they need to have another stream of income. How do we get to inculcate that idea and that mentality that you having a white collar job, working with the federal government doesn't end there? You need to have another stream of income. What is the best way to push that ideology?
Yeah, I would say this, and without menacing word, and most of the people in government service, what they think about skill acquisition is that the experience they got from the service, they are going to use it to set up consultancy. But I will tell you, they are going to consult for somebody who is in government service in another office. First of all, he will give the consultancy job to himself. You know what happens in Nigeria? And he'll just take a little of it. It doesn't work. I was opportune in my workplace to relate with manufacturers, traders, middlemen, system certification program, laboratory accreditation program. I would have chosen any of those consultancy because I'm well trained. I'm a system auditor, I'm an environmental auditor, I'm a laboratory accreditor, but I didn't choose those things. You know why?
Why? I want to
They will
know.
hang me in the city. So what am I going for my retirement for? I'll keep on struggling, jumping one plane to another, one vehicle to another at my age. The younger ones should do that. So I decided to learn what I'm doing now. And I'm very happy with it. I'm a biochemist. I didn't study animal husbandry. I am telling you, in my farm, I employed vet doctors before. But along the line, I know more than them. The internet is there. There is nothing basically you want now. If you go to the internet, you will not get it. Provided you have a background knowledge of those things. So the best thing you do, have a background knowledge of where you are going to retire into. The internet will help you to boost it up. Now, for those who are not opportune to the level I am now, if you have a secretarial type of work in your office, almost everybody is computer literate. Then what do you add into what you did in the office? If you set up a business center, What do you add that will give an edge to you? AI is there. The computer is there. Can you, somebody come and I don't know how to write? Can I just talk and you get what I've already said, edit it and put it in writing? Yes, you can always do that. And have a translator that can do that for you. And at the end of a day you have a hard copy you are going with. You have added something to it. Those are some of the skills you have to learn. Even if you don't have it in your own business center, there are people you can pay, but you have the franchise. Those are the thinking outside the box is very important. Most of our civil servants now, they go to job, come back, retire, go to siesta. It doesn't work again. The same people who go to US, go to UK, who go to Germany, they wash plate, they wash gutter, they go to mortuary and work, they clean houses, they make more money. The skilled, that is the artisans, those that do all those menial work, that's where the money is. If you are still young. BSc holder, first class, BA holder, first class. They go there, ask them what they are doing. They will tell you. In Nigeria here, go to work, you come back, you sleep, and you think manna will come from heaven, and you are looking for money to invest, and they won't work. People should get up. Don't only depend on the white collar job. Learn a skill. Put it into use while you are working. You won't regret it at retirement.
Very interesting. You had lots of things on the table, things that would have still given you lots of money. I mean, one person would look at it and still want to fall back on it, because with all of the knowledge that you have garnered, you should use it to have more money. But obviously that would require you to work extremely, still be in the system and, earn, obviously.